Hello, guys! Hope you're doing well. I'm Melanie. If you enjoy a good Reddit story, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I won't stop you. Right then, let's crack on with our first story of the day. Our first story of the day comes from Unlucky Amoeba 2473 in the Relationship Advice subreddit, and it says, "My 27 female boyfriend, 29 male, of 7 years cheated on me. I'm going to disappear from his life. Is there anything I'm missing? I, 27 female, just found out my boyfriend, 29 male, of 7 years, cheated on me. My boyfriend went to our home state to see his family for the weekend. He's been going quite often this year, about once a month, saying it is because his grandparents are old and miss him. I thought nothing of it until this morning. I got a screenshot from a mutual friend of ours of my boyfriend's location on Snapchat. He was at his parents' house, but a girl's Bitmoji was there as well. It wasn't his sister or mom, and his parents, who weirdly also have Snapchat, weren't home either. He didn't tell me he was going to be with anyone else today. I tried to call him, but he did not pick up. I looked on Snapchat, and his location was turned off. The mutual friend says my boyfriend has told everyone at home we had broken up 4 months ago. He said my boyfriend was making him stay quiet about it because he was trying to find the right time to tell me. As far as his parents know, he's moving home once our lease is up. The reason our mutual friend told me was because he walked in on my boyfriend and the girl hooking up with each other this morning. I texted an old friend who lives in my hometown, and she immediately asked why my boyfriend was on Tinder. We caught up, and she sent me proof of his photos on Tinder and his bio. It hurt to see that photos I took of him were used. He had even covered my face in a photo we took together and said, "This could be you." I had no idea his family thought we were broken up and that he was looking for other people to date. We even went to Italy a month ago to celebrate our 7-year anniversary. I'm so confused and I don't know what to do. I look around and everything in our apartment seems like a lie. The soon-to-be ex texted me just now and he is on his flight back. He'll be back in about 5 hours. Obviously, he can find his own way to the apartment from the airport. I'm shocked and numb, but my best friend is with me, helping me pack up all my clothes. I'm leaving and I'm not leaving a trace of myself behind. Our dog is coming with me and I'll be staying at my best friend's place for now. My soon-to-be ex and I already have separate bank accounts, and our joint bank account does not have much in it right now. I make more than he does, so he can keep it. I can't go to the leasing office because it's closed on Sundays, but I sent an email asking for early termination on the lease. We're registered as domestic partners, so I've completed the termination form and will drive it up to the LA County office tomorrow. He is on my health insurance, and I've sent the email to Human Resources to remove him as soon as possible. We have several large photo albums together, and I'm not sure what to do with those. Keeping them would be too difficult, but I don't want him to have the satisfaction of having our photos. It's clear he uses our memories in a horrible way. Is there anything I'm missing? I can't seem to think of anything, and all my thoughts seem so jumbled. Nothing makes sense, but I know I can't stay. Any help to end contact with a person this close to my heart would be appreciated. Edit. Here's the update. I can't even fathom what I've just read. I mean, where does one even start with this level of betrayal? 7 years of supposedly shared life, shared memories, and bam, it's like none of it ever happened. It's absolutely maddening, isn't it? He's been playing this double life like it's some sort of twisted hobby. The gall of pretending to regularly visit family while cozying up with another woman is beyond me. And the nerve to parade around on Tinder, hiding your face in your photos. That's audacity at its peak. Say what you will, but vanishing like you're planning often seems like the only way to preserve one's dignity. You've got your moves laid out, cutting ties swiftly and cleanly. The finality of just ripping off the plaster, it's glorious. As for those photos, torch them. The satisfaction of watching them go up in flames can't compare. But if you're still on the fence, consult the community. Surely they've got some tales. Tell me I'm not going overboard. Leave your own thoughts below, because this is therapy for real. If you survive this with your sanity intact, you deserve a medal, literally. Stinkeye63 says, take pictures or video of the apartment before you leave, so he cannot damage it and claim that you did it. Coming Home 74 says, be prepared for him to show up at your best friend's house. Someone says, you have got it pretty well covered, but just a few extra thoughts. Take the albums and decide what to do with them later. Cancel subscriptions if they are in your name. Make sure you log out of any kind of device that you are leaving in the house. Change your password so he cannot access anything of yours. Print out and stick up the photo from his Tinder all around the house. Block him on your phone and all social platforms except Facebook. Do a Facebook post with a Tinder photo and tag everyone who knows you or him, explaining that you never split up and that you have only just discovered that your untrustworthy boyfriend has been cheating on you. Make sure you open it up so anyone can comment and ask for people to share and to comment any thoughts or advice. People will read just for the drama. That is all I can think of at the moment. But I want to wish you the very best and good luck in moving forward once you rid yourself of your untrustworthy boyfriend. Just one day later, the OP provides an update, sharing her next steps after the shocking betrayal. She says, "This is an update to a previous post. Thank you everyone for all the solid advice. I'm compiling everything I did in this first section, so if others need a way to cut contact with a person, they can reference this. As mentioned in the comments, I logged myself out of our Apple TV and Xbox. I canceled the Wi-Fi that I paid for and returned the modem to the carrier. I took my payment information for utilities off our account. I packed up all my sauces, spices, and cooking oils and took note to only leave dried rosemary behind because he hates that stuff. I printed out and framed the screenshot of his Tinder profile and left it on the kitchen table. I closed a piece of dog poop into the frame as well. I'll keep the photo albums. He can have this. I took a video of the entire apartment after packing up all my things. I left my keys in the mailbox for the leasing office and emailed the leasing office about my departure with the videos of what the apartment looked like prior to locking up. I updated my address for the United States Postal Service, vet, hospital, school, work, and my dog's microchip. I talked to Human Resources and am in the process of getting him off of my health insurance, changing the benefactor of my life insurance to my parents, and updating my emergency contact information. I'm going to the bank to take myself off the joint bank account. Fortunately, I'm not worried about my credit as all of our finances have stayed separate, but I'm grateful to those who told me to freeze my credit. I logged out of all devices for all streaming services, social media, and my work, personal, and school email. I blocked him on all social media, chat rooms, and his phone number. I made a doctor's appointment to get STD tested. I'm on my way to an appointment with the county office to terminate our domestic partnership. It's been an incredibly busy 18 hours, but I've had a lot of help from my friends. I haven't been able to sleep either. As far as what happened since he arrived, here's what's up. I already blocked him before he landed. I received many texts and calls from his parents and sister that I did not see. Then, when I noticed his sister calling, I picked up. At first, the call was hostile. She accused me of being some crazy ex-girlfriend that couldn't let her brother go. Funny, since I just packed up and left. She mentioned it had been 4 months and that I needed to move on. I told her that the ex never approached me about breaking up and that 1 month ago we celebrated our 7th anniversary and started to plan our wedding. I had no indication he even wanted to break up. We reset a bit and she allowed me to tell her my side of the story. I told her he was somewhat distant this year, but he had blamed it on their grandparents being old and wanting to spend more time with them before they passed away. Turns out their grandparents have been deceased for 2 years. I never met them because my ex claimed they were extremely racist since the grandpa was a Vietnam War veteran and I'm Southeast Asian. Turns out you can't be racist when you're deceased. We ended the call on a positive note, with his sister saying that it was a lot to take in. She said she felt bad as the girl he was cheating on me with was one of her friends. She had introduced them to each other sometime last year when my ex was apparently unhappy with our relationship. They hit it off and he was supposed to break up with me. I guess he never had the courage to do so. She was also confused as to why he was on Tinder as he was in a relationship with her friend. I sent her all the Tinder receipts after hanging up. Later in the night, I received an email from the ex. To sum it up, yes, he asked me to come to the apartment to talk it out. No, he did not apologize for anything. He ended the email with, "I love you." As far as I know, he doesn't know where I am. I also don't believe he knows where my friend lives as she just moved and he hasn't been there yet. He also doesn't seem like that type of person, but I guess I didn't really know him after all. We'll keep locks ready and baseball bats near the door. It's been so helpful just writing out everything that's happened so far, but all of your advice, support, and guidance in this situation has made me feel empowered to leave. At times, I just wanted to stop packing and hope that when he came home, everything would go back to normal and the text would just be a distant memory. Your words of encouragement have really helped me follow through and leave. Nothing good would have come from staying. Thank you all again. Edit. Just added the link at the beginning to the original post. Edit 2. Sorry, I was unclear about the timeline. The parents and sister called me about 2 hours after he landed. I assume it was because he got home and realized the person paying half his rent will no longer be doing so and reached out to his family. The dog poop may have contributed to the heightened emotions. Let me tell you something, this update is a real shakeup, isn't it? I mean, the meticulous planning and cutting ties is genuinely impressive. Who knew packing up could be an art form? And then, as if that wasn't enough, there's the sister's call, accusing OP of being a crazy ex. Like, come on. The narrative switch up when she heard what really went down was satisfying, to say the least. Oh, and the detail about the grandparents being dead 2 years? Unreal. It's like a bloody movie plot. Now the ex emailing, professing love without an apology? Give me a break. What's his endgame here? If you're listening to this, the meticulous way OP handled things should be a guide to anyone needing to make a clean break. But I have to say, the touch with the dog poop, absolutely hilarious. Drop your thoughts below because this was a roller coaster, wasn't it? Someone says, it takes a lot to leave someone you've been with for 7 years. I know you are just a stranger, but I've been thinking about you the whole day, and I wanted to say that I'm proud of you. You've done what many women struggle to do. You are such an inspiration. I wish you nothing but the best for your future. I'm so sorry that you had to go through this. What a shock it must have been to find out all of this about someone you thought loved you. He doesn't deserve to see you ever again, and I know you will never grant him that. OP elaborates further. Thank you so much. I've just seen so many people struggle with it, and in the end, the outcome never seems good. I'm glad I could get out of it quickly, and I hope other people can too. Our next story comes from Glassberry 7766 in the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit, and it says, am I the a-hole for refusing to pay for my boyfriend's birthday trip after he told everyone I was just a guest? So, my 27 female boyfriend, 29 male, and I planned a 4-day trip for his 30th birthday with his closest friends, totaling 8 people. I did 90% of the planning, booked the Airbnb, coordinated rides, and even paid the deposit up front because I have the better credit card. He said he would pay me back for half later, and his friends would send their shares once I sent the total. Cool. Fast forward to the trip. Everyone's having fun until the first dinner. The waitress asked if we were celebrating something, and my boyfriend loudly said, yeah, my birthday trip. I paid for everyone to be here. Everyone clapped. Meanwhile, I nearly choked on my drink. Later, I asked him why he said that, and he goes, it's just easier to say that. Don't make it weird. I let it go until the next day when one of his friends pulled me aside and said, you're so lucky to have a guy who treats his girlfriend and friends like this. Not many would pay for a whole trip. At that point, I'd had enough. When it came time to settle up for activities, I sent everyone my full invoice with receipts and payment breakdowns. They were shocked. Apparently, he'd told them I was tagging along for free because I don't make as much. They all Venmo'd me immediately, except him. When we got home, I told him I wouldn't accept his portion because apparently you paid for everything. He said I was being petty and embarrassing him in front of his friends. So Reddit, am I the a-hole for not letting him pay me back and basically turning his lie into a lesson? A Reddit user says, you're not the asshole. He wanted to make himself look important by making you look insignificant. Think long and hard about that. How much of your life do you want to spend living in that dynamic? Because I guarantee you that nonsense will appear again and again. But honestly, take the money and run. Thank you for the award. Fleur de Dragon says, having everyone pay in a dramatic reveal except for your boyfriend proves what to him? The friends and you are the ones stuck with the consequences of paying a significant out-of-pocket cost. He pays nothing except public embarrassment. I noted you referred to these people as his friends, not joint friends, so trust me when I say he won't remain embarrassed for long. However, I might make the decision to end the relationship before he does, because I don't know if his ego can handle what you did. You're not the a-hole for making sure you were paid back. It's clear it wasn't a misunderstanding from your boyfriend, and it's clear he intended you to foot the entire bill. He lied to you and his friends, and his behavior was shady. It just sucks that you didn't get the money from him versus his friends. A Reddit user says, you are not the a-hole. I have a stay-at-home husband who is very proud of spending my money. I earn enough for the two of us to be comfortable and have some fun. However, we have a shared account, and most of the time, to avoid looks, laughs, or remarks from strangers who have nothing better to do, he will settle the bill from the restaurant. If someone says I am lucky, I smile and don't really care about their opinion. This strategy came early on as we did not like to be noticed. I also feel like it is better now, and we have fewer reactions if I am paying. Now that I have said this, all of our friends know about our situation. This is clearly not a secret, and if we host a party or invite them, sometimes they thank him. He will gently say, "Thanks, thank my wife. She is paying for everything. I just planned." He will never take credit for paying for a party, a trip, or anything. And if we do group activities, our friends know to double my share. You should have a discussion with him to understand why he did that and why he feels the need to say "I" when clearly you provided the money. Is he feeling threatened by some misplaced masculinity? Is he afraid of his friends' opinions? Moving forward, how do you both see things going, especially if you have a higher income? Our next story comes from Silent Iron 8827 in the Am I the Asshole subreddit, and it says, "My wife's dad died on Christmas in 2022. She doesn't let us celebrate Christmas since then. My father-in-law unalived on December 25th, 2022. It was extremely sad and unfortunate. And my wife has been attending therapy since then. Although we have 2 kids, currently a 6-year-old female and an 8-year-old female, we didn't celebrate Christmas in 2023 and 2024 because my wife wasn't ready. I respected that and didn't put up lights or decorations, just 2 pairs of gifts for the kids. Honestly speaking, my daughters and I didn't have a good bond with her dad because he had been terminally ill for years. Since his passing, I'm doing everything I can to support my wife. There's not a single piece of advice her therapist gave me that I didn't follow. Trips, gifts, taking over 60% of the work, staying calm when she shouts, getting her positive books, and pushing her to focus on her hobbies. What haven't I done? Her therapist for about a year has just been saying that my wife needs to push herself now. We can help her to a certain extent, but she needs to make efforts herself. I was really excited for the 2025 Christmas, mainly for the kids, who kept asking us why we don't celebrate Christmas like their friends, which honestly broke my heart. I've been encouraging my wife too since October. I was really expecting her to move on this time, but again, she started behaving the same a week before Christmas. And now I'm honestly fed up with her. For how many years are we going to miss our family's Christmas? These, I believe, are the best years, as our kids are of the perfect age to celebrate it. I asked her this in a straightforward tone, but received no reply other than moody behavior from her. This time, I decided to prioritize our daughter's happiness and did the arrangements and decorations with them while still trying to encourage my wife. However, she got highly irritated and upset, as if wondering why we were even celebrating. Her behavior continued, and I reached a breaking point at some moment. I held her shoulders and asked her in a raised voice how long this was going to last and why she seemed so keen on ruining the best time of our lives. She's upset, like a very spoiled teenager. Am I the a-hole here? Her siblings and even her mom have moved on and have been celebrating Christmas fully since 2024. A Reddit user says, "That's so unfair to your girls. She's married with her own family and needs to put them first. You said he was terminal, so it wasn't unexpected. It sounds like an attention grab. Oh, poor me. If she keeps it up, do the Christmas thing with the kids. Attend events, visit Santa, and get a tree. Single parents do it all the time." OP responds, "Yeah, trust me, even though she totally disturbed my mind, this time I did every single thing to celebrate Christmas for the girls. Sometimes I felt mixed about leaving my wife behind while visiting the local market with our daughters, but I felt so liberated." A Reddit user shares, "You're not the a-hole. She is allowing her grief to ruin her marriage and punish her kids, and that's not okay. In the last 12 years, I've had 5 loved ones unalive around Christmas time, either just before or just after. Christmas is a very sad time for me, but I don't let it affect those around me. Do I go all out and put decorations up and stuff? No, but there's a Christmas tree, and I made the effort to have nice food for my family, and there were presents. Your wife needs to stop punishing you and the kids, and if she won't, then you need to protect your kids and take them away from her, because right now, she's damaging them mentally and emotionally. You also deserve better. Grief is hard and cruel, but that doesn't mean she should be the same." All right, where do I even start? Let me tell you something. Grief is a hell of a roller coaster. We're all on some ride we didn't buy a ticket for. But here's the thing. You've been doing everything right to support her. I mean, going above and beyond like a saint. Therapy, gifts, taking on more work, trying to keep the peace while she's all over the place emotionally. But when it comes to your kids, oh my God, you can't let them miss out on Christmas every year. They're 6 and 8 for crying out loud. Christmas is magical at that age, you know? And honestly, Her siblings have moved on. So what is she proving by holding on to this pain like a trophy? And this therapist? Seriously, they might have a point here. She's got to want to help herself too. But no, she's letting this grief drag the entire family down. It's really heartbreaking from all sides, but your kids deserve their Christmas. Am I wrong here, folks? Drop your thoughts below because I need therapy after this too. The last story comes from Obvious Penalty 5265 in the Relationship Advice subreddit, and it says, husband, 29 male, told me, 28 female, it's his house and that I live at his mercy, and I don't know what to do? Yesterday, my husband and I had an argument during which he said something that completely shattered me. He told me that it's his house, that I live there at his mercy, and that I have no right to tell him what to do. All because I asked him to put his clothes in the laundry basket. Hearing that felt like a punch to the gut, especially after everything I've sacrificed to be with him. I gave up my career, left my family and friends, and moved to a foreign country I knew nothing about. And now I'm here without any real support system. He earns a very high salary, and although I also work remotely, I make much less and can't contribute financially in the same way. Since the argument, I've been extremely stressed. So much so that I've been physically sick and throwing up. For the first time, I truly regret the choices I made. He has been apologizing repeatedly, especially after seeing how badly this has affected me, and says he was overwhelmed at work and unfairly took it out on me. But I'm struggling to trust him or move past what he said. Before we got married, I was hesitant because it felt like such a huge risk, and he begged me to take that leap with him. Now I'm scared that what he said during that argument reflects what he really believes deep down. If that's truly how he sees me, I know I will leave. But the thought of returning to my home country and rebuilding my life from scratch is terrifying. I honestly don't know what to do. Someone says, the longer you stay, the more at his mercy you will be. Figure out your exit plan. Once that's determined, you will figure out the rest. Memedican says, I have a fundamental rule in relationships. Love is not about warm, tingling feelings and googly eyes. Love is shown by the sacrifices you're willing to make and means you always have the other person's best interests at heart. You showed him love and sacrificed a lot to be with him. Security, family, friends, familiarity, comfort. What has he sacrificed? Because that comment is the exact opposite. It's, I control you now. A guy like that who isn't even willing to pick up his laundry, what will he choose when there's a cute coworker he kind of likes? All indications are that he doesn't see your worth and does not have your best interests at heart. Yes, it's scary as heck, but I just pack and go. There's no happy future with someone like that. Someone says, why is the thought of returning to your home country terrifying? It must add so much more stress to the situation if the only way out of it is terrifying. This has nothing to do with his stress at work. Taking out his work stress on you would mean calling you names, criticizing you, and so on. This was a very specific threat that was designed to remove your agency and increase his control. It was a direct response to you asking him to do something perfectly reasonable. It sent the powerful message that he will not tolerate being held accountable for the smallest task. Even with all his apologies, you won't ever be comfortable asking anything of him again. You might ask things from him, but whenever you do, you will be nervous about his reaction. That is permanent damage he has already done. He is going to do so much more. When someone tells you who they are, believe them the first time. Oh my, this is really sad. But you know, it really got me thinking. You've just been through enough emotional whirlwinds for 100 lifetimes. And speaking of relationships, isn't it wild how they can leave us questioning everything? Just because of one spin off the rails? It's like, where did the trust even go? But let's talk about trust, yeah? It's meant to be the backbone of everything. But when it's shaken, even just a little, it feels like a bloody earthquake, doesn't it? So if you're still with me after that intense moment, let's break it down. If you've ever had a similar story, share it in the comments below. Let's get real about this. Plus, if you're the type who can't get enough of these relatable tangles of life, click that subscribe button for more. Watch the next video if you dare to see what other absurd situations I have dug out from the depths of the internet. Take care, until next time, keep questioning and keep laughing.